Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this holiday season for another episode of RAERAEs Review, where me and my homegirl, Erin, will let you know about the What's Going Down episode of Selling Sunset on Netflix. This is season 9, episode 8. Now, please help me welcome Erin to the stage. Yay!
Hello. Thank you for having me. Happy holidays, aunties and unks.
Yes, ma'am. It is so festive. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm choosing to lean into the spirit of the holiday this season. You know, we've been through enough. I need to lean into some, nostalgic joy and all that.
Girl, it's been a rough 11 months, ain't it?
Yes.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
I'm choosing to focus on the positive, no matter what negative I got to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yep, that's what I'm doing right now. You know, it's also we had the winter solstice on the 21st. This is a period of time up until New Year's where energetically it's a time of rest, quiet, let it just chill. Let yourself be in the stillness. It's good for you. I know it's real busy with the holidays, but don't forget to have some downtime.
Ooh, downtime.
Yes.
And a lot of people are, since it's that time of the year, school is out.
Yes.
Students plus the educators and some government folks, not just because they were told to stay home, but, it's just that time of the year. All sorts of folks is, vacations and those, who may be on the sick and shut in list. We hope you get well soon.
Yes. Yes, and please, we hope that there's plenty of a back catalog to keep you company. If you catch up on anything
and everything that's in there, child, just press play all when you get in there. Just take a pic. I'm going to swallow some water. Hold on. Well, not hold on, but right now.
Yes, we are your two friends that are like on speakerphone. We're having a little group chat about the shows we like to watch.
Okay. That's right. And we hope you have been enjoying Selling Sunset, because, child, wait till we get through with this season. It is a doozy. I mean, tonight was a doozy, child. I was shocked, but not surprised,
Yes, that is a good way to put it. Right.
I saw it coming. It seemed like the plan was in motion after them flowers, and something seemed real off. But I like the ending, actually. I like the ending for the most part. Selling Sunset, y'all. Let's get into it. This is going to be interesting, y'all. This is going to be interesting. Now, we do have some, of course, we love the real estate. There's plenty of it to go around. Jason, he likes to do things big. Him and his brother, twin, identical brother, Brett, right?
Yes.
Jason has been involved, if you don't know, with a couple ladies in the office, previously. Both, everybody has moved on, of course. Everybody's married, from that. But but Jason, he's still out there doing his thing, and his brother too, I believe. But I don't know. Sometimes I think him and Mary need to not be so close knit, in my opinion. But I guess whatever works. But I don't know. But anyway, Jason had a broker's open, right? Now this part was fuzzy. Did he buy that truck for him? Is that what I heard?
I have no idea. He has a collection of vintage cars and sports cars and stuff like that. You can tell he likes to spend his money on that stuff. So,
Good.
I didn't catch that either.
Okay.
I guess he said he wanted a unique car for the house. So he
Yeah.
probably was like, "Oh, I would like to acquire this, and then it'll be perfect to park in front of here or whatever." You know what I mean? Like justified prop.
Well, after all of that rigmarole, it's a broker's open, inviting all the brokers to come in to see this house. Here we go with the $1 billion number bathrooms, y'all. Here we go. It's an Encino. Hey, Encino, 10,815 square feet. It's a cute little house. 8 beds. Yard for days. Yard for days. A little under 17 million, that is. And this is the commission, y'all.
I feel like Encino's the new spot in the valley.
Girl.
I don't want to live there, but I do like this house.
Girl, let me tell you what happened to us and a while back. When we found out that where the Jacksons lived in Encino, why did we all get in cars driving from West LA, where my grandmother and them lived? It was like 2, 3, maybe 4 cars deep, child. I don't know how. I was too young to know all the intel. I was just told to go pee and go get in the car.
Right.
Because there was a bunch of us kids. Now, I was in elementary, real young. So the bulk of everybody was 7 to 5 years older than me. I have a lot of female cousins. There's 2 of my sisters, and then some close friends that are family around the same age. So I was the youngest. I had a little cousin, but he was way too young to go. He was at the Heezy. So it was a good 3, maybe 4 cars deep. Once they found out where they lived, girl, on Havenhurst, we all bailed, and then we started to see people coming in and out. And I swear, somebody said, "That's Michael," and everybody looked, and then we saw somebody wave. So it could have been him. It could have been. But girl, I never forget that long as I live. When I don't know how to get there, but I know it's on a busy street. It's not like inside of a community per se. So, but yeah, girl, I'll never forget that. I will never forget. And then once I saw videos or pictures, along the years of them coming in, I said, "Oh yeah, that's where they live." We went, and I remember all the memories that we did that day. But anyway, yeah, that's my little,
It's your
almost
Encino.
saw Michael Jackson story.
Well, and maybe you did,
He waved, whoever it was. Child.
Right. No one's here to take that away from you, because we weren't there. So, very possible, right?
Yeah. But anywho, y'all, back to the show. Where was I? Oh, the commission. That ain't bad, $500,000.
Yeah.
That ain't bad at all. This is the front of the house, y'all. It looks more like a public library, if you ask me. Don't look too welcoming as a house. I may want to change some things,
It is weird and a little and dated. Like it's yeah.
Like what? What business is this? And this ridiculous pink, mauve, pink. What kitchen? Nah, dog.
You know what though? I liked the eclecticness of this house. I wouldn't necessarily buy it, especially for its price, but I appreciated some of the touches that were just straight up different. Because I do feel like we have gotten in a glut of like neutrals, so we're seeing super walnut or whatever the heck, and like, all this exposed bread. I feel like we're getting cookie cutter with all these developers doing, the newer homes. So, uh, I wasn't that mad at it.
Girl. And this is worse. What is going on? What? Girl, I thought those were dishes at first.
They are.
Girl, shut up. I thought it was a part of the doggone wall.
They're plates. And that's a China hutch.
That make it worse.
Ooh, yeah. I'm like I said, yeah, I get it. You're like, I am not pressed. Yes. Her level of opulence has been challenged in this weird ass house.
White ass chairs and
Yeah, I don't like the chairs, but and yeah, I'm gonna stand by it. I like it. I'm not saying I would purchase it. I like this weird house.
Mm-hmm. I like the library. I like the bones. I love a good library. I have a lot of books and storage and everything.
Yeah, this is
that
cool. I like this.
that I would like to put up, and I have some other books too, but I have a lot in storage in the attic. But yeah, that's kind of, you know, I don't like the furniture, but whatever. I'm talking about the bones. Now that's what I'm talking about. This where I'm gonna be right here. They must love pink. And then they have a field. I believe they have some fruit trees. Jason threw a couple of lemons over to the ladies before he left them to their devices. They had to talk, child. They had to have a little tay-to-tay.
Yes. Yeah, the land on here was nice too. Yeah. Mhm.
Nice trail to walk and carrying on, love a good, some yardage. So yeah, Emma and Chriselle, they talked, and like we knew from the previous episode, right? She got proposed to. And as you can see, she's smiling because she has some good and bad news to share with Chriselle. And the good news was that she got, proposed to. Pardon me. The bad news is that she's no longer with the dude.
See, flip it around. The bad news is she got proposed to. The good news is she turned him down.
I was trying to be,
I know, but you know what? For some of them, you don't have to.
And Chriselle apologized a little more, just let her, and she just told her she was just so worried and just wanted the best for her, and she apologized for some of the things she said. She couldn't help it, but at the same time she just again wanted the best for her. Like I said, you can't call my man no douche. I don't care what's going on.
Yeah, but remember when she asked her, like, when he proposed, was he drunk? She said, yeah, like always. And then, like, he was controlling where she was going and whatever. I'm sorry. Like, my friendship to you, if you're going out with someone that's, like, borderline abusive or doing some queer, I kind of understand now, even with some of those little comments, why Chriselle felt the way she did. And,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes your friends are dating a douche. And, like, I think to me, we crossed past the line of you need to respect your friend's partner because you may not love them, but like their choice.
Yeah.
And then, or where we get into the territory of you are like, like if your friend had a drinking problem, like where we hit a level of like, you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation, or
Yeah.
you're with someone that's like beyond toxic. They're, not cool. So I was glad that I do think it was good that she was able to say, I'm sorry you felt like you couldn't talk to me about it, you know, or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
she was like, I stand by it. That's how bad he sucked.
I understand. I was just hoping that, less just I know you don't like my man, girl, but you ain't got to call him names now. I mean, just say him or your man, but it will just seem harsh at the time. Like, girl, can you at least give her a little bit of something? I mean, good grief. But I understand, if there are things happening and going on that I don't appreciate, hell, I ain't gonna talk about them. No news is good news.
Yeah. I get, you know,
I can go around just bad mouthing them at the same time if I'm your BFF. I mean, good grief.
well, I also wonder, Emma, why are you spinning the block with this chucklehead? Like, what is going on? You're a good-looking woman that in LA, you're on a show. Like, I don't understand because when he came to lunch, it was like, what is happening? Like, this is not a commensurate relationship, where someone's dating at, it's not even like wealth or whatever. You meet two people and you can see if they're like on the level together. Or if they're not, you know why? Because his wallet's on her level, her appearance is on his wallet. We know what's going down. But,
Right. The
you
wallet
know,
comes first,
right.
obviously.
But boy, that one was a head scratcher for me.
I think what we just kind of said, the wallet came first, and she was willing to deal with what she could. I mean, I don't care. The wallet came first. I'm sorry, Emma, if you listen, watching, listening. I'm glad you ain't with that man no more. At the same time, girl, I'm gonna say this. I see Emma on the same dating level, and we've seen who she's dated before, on the same dating level of Bree. Bree would never.
No, I don't think so either.
Bree, even though she's with who she's with, he's not Blake.
No, he's not. Nope.
So I would have imagined if Emma's going to deal with something, it would be with a better situation, problematic still, but a better situation than this.
I agree. Go to
Because
Europe,
she
girl.
has the look. That's what I mean. She has that look to be on the
Yeah.
same level.
Yeah.
She's top notch in every way, apparently. So, I want the best for all my girls, even Tamar. I want the best for everybody. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that is, just stop settling, ladies. I'm a girl's girl. Let's just stop settling and get it together. You look good.
Go to Europe. Like, go if you
Girl.
need like a new pond, to go hunting, like do something.
She'd be cute with Sebastian now, wouldn't she?
Just motivational speaker. I don't know if he's got what she needs, but
Well,
I don't know. Anyway, just don't circle the block with him again.
and they made up for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think it's a fine line between I really don't like who you're dating, but I need to tolerate him because you're my friend and I care about you. And no, you're dating someone that's so yucky. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to keep trying to talk to you about it and pointing out that like you are like with this person for the wrong reasons, or like the way that they're treating you is at a level that is just not acceptable.
And you brought up a good point. Stop coming telling me stuff if you know how I feel about the mofo. I'ma listen, but you may need to give me a disclaimer or something. Because if it's to a certain extent to where your life is in danger,
Yeah.
something like that, then all bets is off.
Yeah.
All bets is off. That's it. That's all.
You being stalked, you're being followed, you're being controlled. You have somebody that wants to isolate you and like can't handle like, the who you are as a person. If they're abusing you, like or like seriously mistreating you, like no. And it's it's also really, really you're putting people that care about you in a stressful situation because you're asking them to enable or be complicit with you being mistreated and then listen to you complain and have empathy for you. Like, this is not a situation that you're putting yourself in. Now, abuse, coercive control. There is so much information about how manipulative men and women, but like men in this kind of situation, break a woman down in order to keep her psychologically controlled. But that's where you need your friends even more to, try and keep it without enabling this kind of crap. And it's not fair too to be friends with someone that you're watching be deeply mistreated and then be like, but let me complain about them.
Correct, Mundo. I don't put up with no type of abuse in any kind. If you have to learn a lesson, you can learn a lesson, just not with any type of abuse going on between y'all two. If you're in love and he, tricking you, then you may have to learn the hard way.
Right.
But to a certain extent, will I just sit back and watch? Just know I'm gonna get involved, and I'm glad, and perhaps that's where Chriselle was with it, and it's just so all she could do is give her 2 cents. But
Yeah.
at the same time, if you ain't gonna do nothing, don't say nothing. That's it.
Right.
But I'm glad that they made up,
Yeah.
so.
I'm glad he's gone. Good for you, girl. Get rid of him.
Good riddance. Now that's the time to say good riddance.
Bye-bye. Or as Alaska,
No.
one of my favorite drag queens. Bye.
Who said that?
Alaska Thunderfuck. She is the winner of All Stars season 2.
Ooh, that's way
Yeah.
back.
Yes. She is one of the she's I mean she's debatably on the Rushmore of drag queens. She is.
She back there with Raja and them.
No, All Stars. All Stars, not regular Drag Race.
It wasn't around the same time?
No.
Oh.
All Stars 1 came out after season 7, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of season 18 Drag Race, y'all, in a few weeks.
That's
Check us
right.
out. Check us out.
That's why I be bringing it up. We're excited.
On Your Nerve won last year.
And she's apparently hosting some kind of after show coming up. I guess maybe we'll have to check that out to see if we want to include it in our package, right? Or not.
Yes, and my girl Bianca Del Rio will be hosting the pit stop.
Yes,
Yay!
which is the day after the experts review.
Okay, so real quick. So they have the pit stop, of course, and then they have the show. What was that after thing after the show called?
Untucked?
Now, is On Your Nerve doing the Untucked called something else, or in addition to Untucked and everything else?
I think it's addition 2 because Untucked is like while they're watching. It's like the behind the scenes while they're watching the final.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's just basically extra footage of watching the final moments, and then you kind of see the defeated queen leave, and she's packing up and crying, and all this stuff. And they get to talk to the guest judge for a moment. I think, could be wrong.
Ain't that what Michelle was doing?
Oh no, that's What You Packing. And that is, I know. Hey, listen, RuPaul Drag Race gonna get their coin. Wow, presents is gonna get their coin. What You Packin' is done to let the eliminated queen showcase their drag that they didn't get to show on the runway, especially because these days drag packages are so ridiculous.
Okay, so they got the drag race, Untucked immediately following, What You Packin' later that night or the next day, in addition to the pit stop the very next day. And when does the On Your Nerve thing come on?
I bet you, I'm not sure. I guess I should have been more educated on it. Yeah, but
that's 5 shows.
I don't remember. You could tell me. The pit stop, I think, is only on YouTube. On the RuPaul's Drag Race channel. I think What You Packin' is as well.
Or Wow.
So, yes. And they got deals with everybody. It's weird. And Wow Presents Plus, while we're on this little tangent, please fix that site. That stream, it is so hard to navigate that joker. Anyway, the search bar is terrible. It's not good. It's rickety. I think the On Your Nerve show will be like interviewing maybe the contestant like right after they left. I'm not sure. I will take the initiative to go do some research about what the heck that's going to be and report next time. Okay.
Yeah, we got to find out so we can come correct when it's time.
Right. I will take that note, ma'am.
But that's 5 shows, girl.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot of drag.
We can't review all of it now. Come on,
we can't.
We gonna have to. And don't forget, Raja and Raven do the
fashion photo review.
Fashion photo. That's 6. Girl, get your money, Rue.
Seriously,
because never ending. A piece of all that. Woo. Can I tax on it? Golly.
Get it while you can, I guess.
And only 60 years old, girl. Is she 60?
Yeah.
She young, I know that.
In her 60s.
Well, like I said, y'all, like we said, in a few more weeks, we're going to be enjoying some Drag Race season 18. Can't wait. It's going to be a fun, because both Anya and Vanessa Del Rio are just hilarious. I'm sorry.
You said Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa, girl. Wrong Del Rio.
That's what I want to call her now, Vanessa Del Rio.
Girl, that's the wrong Del Rio. Ain't that nothing?
And you love Bianca.
I sure do.
So that's no shade to you, Vanessa.
Can't nobody say nothing bad about her in front of me.
No, she's hilarious. Bianca, I apparently Monet, and I love Monet deeply. I am absolutely a Bob and Monet fan. For whatever reason, Monet on the pit stop got very low ratings. So they're going back to Bianca.
Well, maybe the second year in a row was a little much.
I think they felt like Monet wasn't throwing enough shade. She's being too PC on the show. That's kind of some of the rumor, the screeds. That's what I've heard. The fans want the rabidness of Bianca, I guess. But we shall see. Well, I don't care. I enjoy it no matter who it is. I like everyone they do. That Bob has done it. Trixie has done it. Bianca, Monet. I enjoy them all.
Well, big ups to them. We can't wait for another 3 weeks to get our life. Okay. Well, y'all, back to Selling Sunset.
Right. Sorry, tangent. We all know I'm good for one.
Real estate of it all, child. So we are back in the office. Mary's still hanging around. She is in the office with Jason, and she's trying to get some real coffee, not that frou-frou stuff that they be having up in there, as she's put it. And he's, you know what? I want to give you something. So he gives her a Rolex watch, y'all, that she unfortunately had taken from her home. And then he said, you know what? I'll just give you both of mine. I said, well, that's nothing.
This is where your comment about the fact, like they're too codependent, made me feel. Even like this is as weird as the dog funeral. Here, like have my Rolexes so you'll feel better. Although I do appreciate while he was giving her those like a weirdo, he did say to her, "You need therapy."
Yes, they did talk about that, as well as him and his brother in therapy, and just needing it, and him doing it, and then he offered to pay for it. Like, wait, she got a man, Jason. Hold on, Jason. Hold on. I'm a firm believer is when a woman got a man, you can't just be giving her gifts and carrying on without consulting with the husband, unless y'all related. But even then, to me, it's out of respect, because I mean, how do you know the husband is okay with his wife receiving gifts from her ex, who is her boss? Don't that sound a little off?
It's weird, but I think Romaine likes the gifts because it's extra money. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Romaine is on board.
I'm sure, but out of respect, just don't arbitrarily, just start doing stuff for this woman. And it's not. I don't know them personally. Just on the outside looking in, I would have imagined, hey, I want to, as a nice gesture. Is that okay? Go ask the man first, but I guess they ain't got to.
They have a weird relationship. They do. It's weird. It's codependent. I honestly think that this is who he really loves. And they should have stayed together.
Well, maybe he wasn't ready. You know how men are.
Well, it seems that's why Chriselle broke up with him, because she was like, I want to have kids. I don't want to be in a relationship with a short man for nothing. Right? So, it's like if you ain't ready to commit, it's just another hot one using you for your money.
Yeah, stop introducing me to your family, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, and all them. If we ain't on the same page, you knew what I wanted already.
Yep.
Stop playing. And it ain't just men doing it, but in this case, stop playing. I don't like that, Jason. If you listen, watch, listen. Don't do that with nobody else if they got a husband. Check with the husband, please. It just seems intrusive and disrespectful. But who am I? I'm just somebody commenting, child. But hey, nice Rolexes. Pawn one, girl. Pawn one.
Refurbed your collection a little bit.
Girl.
Go get some therapy.
Don't she need the paperwork for it or something? I don't know, child. Who am I? I don't know nothing about no Rolex.
I'm sure she does, but well, no, that's not true. It's better if you have the paperwork, but Rolexes have too many identifiable markers and like stamps and serial numbers and catalog and all that. So no, you don't. It's just if you're like collecting, especially vintage Rolexes, the more stuff you have, the better.
Yeah, because I remember seeing this video of this guy who was at this collector's con type of situation. And he passed out because his watch was an original worth almost $1 million.
Oh, I think you're talking about an Antiques Roadshow clip where it was a dude with a beard. He looked like a hippie.
Yeah.
He pretended to pass out. Like he fell over, but he didn't really hit the deck. He just fell over. He totally startled the guy. But yes, he was a soldier that had gotten a Rolex while he was in the war, and he had like the receipt. He had like every single thing for that baby. And yes, it was worth, yep, I think it was like something crazy, like 1.4 million or something crazy like that. Yeah. And he fell down, and we all understood why. Yeah.
Yes. I'll say this, depending on how much more it would appreciate, And depending on my age would depend on whether or not I would cash that sucker in.
I would. There is no point to hanging on to a bauble for a sentimental value if you could improve your quality of life, your retirement by $1 million. That is a beautiful reserve, and there is absolutely someone that will treasure all the and appreciate the way you kept it.
That's why I say pawn one, girl. Or whatever.
Yeah.
However you trade it in, do whatever, girl. Just But
Yep.
anywho, so that was. I thought that was a cute little moment. Plus, it cheered her up. As you can see, I feel bad. I really do. She worked hard, from rags to riches, and for someone to take your stuff. Oh, I feel bad when they broke into my car years ago, and thank goodness my wallet fell out into the car. They just grabbed the purse, and the wallet stayed in the car. So, but I just couldn't imagine.
Yep, it's very annoying. It's beyond that. It's very violating. And the fact that there were still active robberies happening because of the vulnerability due to the fires, that just makes you continue to not feel safe, So I'm sure her nervous system could really use a rest. She needs to see someone to maybe be medicated for a while to help her. If it were me, I really would have considered moving for a while if I could, all that stuff. It's just, it's really crappy. It's really unfortunate. But that is absolutely one of the pitfalls of living in LA right now, is that people are absolutely robbing the rich.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't heard any more about vigilantes or stories of that nature coming through the pipe because of what's going on over there. If because they're saying it's happening more often, because we hear about whenever there's some type of cataclysmic or environmental or whatever situation, and of course we hear about looters and stuff like that. We sometimes hear about those things on the news, but I didn't hear anything about that per se. All I remember was Amazon was still delivering to homes that were burned down, leaving packages. Now, ain't that nothing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, what? If you don't put that back on the truck, why are you even over here? How did you get in here, first of all? Because I mean, that's just adding insult to injury. Anyway, back to the show, y'all. A big ups to Mary and Romaine. We hope that your stuff is insured. Wendy and Eddie, pay attention. This is how you do it. No, this is how it's done. Not what y'all did or, what they said y'all did. Just saying, this is totally different. We see them breaking in. We see the after effects. Stuff is gone. She crying, carrying on. We ain't heard. We ain't seen Wendy or Eddie on their social media asking anybody if they seen anything of theirs. Not a whisper, not a question. Has anybody? They ain't even been to the local pawn shops looking for their stuff. Now that's a clue too. Just FYI. Anyway, so we're done with them. Big ups. So here's that house. Y'all remember last season we were looking at the house on the main road. Is that where Sutton's at? She across the street? This the main road, ain't it?
Yeah, but I don't remember if they're in Hollywood Hills or I don't think they're in Beverly. I don't think they're in Beverly Hills. I think they're in Hollywood Hills.
Oh, okay. Because it's a nice little corner house, it looks like a big yard.
Yeah.
Big property line, actually,
Yeah, but I remember seeing a ton of cars on like that's a busy street.
Yeah, and they need more trees because I was seeing cars coming through there
So
as
was
they were
I.
talking in the backyard. So,
I was paying that caught my eye. It was distracting enough that it caught my eye.
mm-hmm. So here's a liner coming through. Yes, may want to give me a Wrangler Jeep. And this little bit about the house, that right there to me is a security risk. I'm gonna need some cameras because somebody waiting around the corner, that's the issue. But it is 4 beds, 6 baths, 6,000 square feet. The price is to be determined because they're still going through. So that's the pretty much the same picture to be determined. Yeah. So here's some before and afters. If you guys remember, that's pretty much what that is in a way, but from a different angle. Just going through some befores and after. I don't know if I want white stools in the kitchen. Just saying.
Yeah, and I get they're doing the aesthetics here, but if I'm gonna sit at an island, I want to be super comfortable. I need back support.
That part.
So
Remember those bongo looking chairs we saw?
yeah, no.
Like,
If your cheeks are like threatening to spill over, no.
and this was the before from looking at, where is it? There. That's the after. Oh, child, you can see your drawers right there, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not my favorite house. Honestly, I have to be real. And I appreciate the renovations done to it, but I still, not for my money. You wouldn't convince me.
And this is the main off of the pool area, before and after.
You
And it's
didn't
the
get
other
it.
side of the room from the pool area.
Yeah, they didn't get enough foliage to grow in thick enough yet. I mean, it's cute, but like, yeah.
Sometimes, like the golf courses will have that green vinyl textile running across or maybe weaved through the gate, so maybe they need something like that, that's the similar color to the foliage and whatnot, so it doesn't look so obvious that something is there so they can't see. I think that's what they need.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford to put any more shrubbery or anything around there. They need something better than, they need something else.
I would not want this house for that reason. Like, it literally feels like, to me, you didn't take away the feeling of you are, like, I'm not spending multi-millions to be on such a busy road. And, like, in that kind of exposed situation. So.
I mean, nice, pretty,
The
but.
countertop's pretty. I don't like the color of the cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
This house was a little too whitewashed for me. Like, it was a little too dull. Like, it was all very, very, very white. Very plain.
I can see that being one of those sobriety homes. Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. You said this could be a sober house. Wow.
Mm-hmm. How many
That
bath? Let me see how many bath. Let me see, what did it say?
if that's not a diss,
What
I don't know what is.
what did it say? It got, wait. Where is it at? Here it is. 4 bed, 6. Yeah. Just for a few people.
That better have a hell of a lot of money.
They will.
How? I mean,
Girl,
most
all them folks up there with substance problems, girl, bye. No shade.
Still, yeah.
Or maybe a transition on their way out of sober house. Something, hell. I'm trying to help.
I was gonna say sometimes your idea. I'm like, you can have that. You can have that. You can, and we don't need to get. Listen, she has an idea for you if you watching, listening. In this plain white house, not bad though. It's nicely redone from what we saw, but not my favorite from what we've seen.
Nah, because Sandra had came so they can show her, and Sandra was just their brown nose. It wasn't no big to do with her being, they're just exposing her
It
to.
was some kiss ass shit, wasn't
Girl,
it?
don't you? My girl,
It was.
Ooh.
Yes,
But
it was.
it is what it is, child. She got to get in where she fit in. Who was the other lady that was pregnant and moved to Florida to do her own? I think she was also Latin or a Latina.
I don't remember now.
Remember, she was pregnant, then she lost the baby, and then she went to Florida.
Oh, yes.
And then she came back for a hot minute, just say hi to everybody.
Yes. I her name is totally out my brain right now.
Forget her. Yeah.
No,
her broke or her thing going on down there in Florida. So
yeah.
So now we are at this baller house, literally.
Yep.
I think it was Floyd Mayweather, but I could be mistaken.
He was mentioned. I can't remember if he was or if it was like one of his developments or something like that. You know what I mean? But he was mentioned.
I think I saw his insignia on something. I said, this must be one of Floyd's properties.
Right. It definitely had some
one of those mega mansions, child.
Yeah. It had some
aesthetic,
showy elements. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the right word. It was a bit of a show-off house, style-wise.
And it's on Crescent Drive, y'all, in Beverly Hills. And it's 6 beds, 9 baths. It's the playroom, 15,000 square feet. And these are some of Jason's New York City connects from to where they have, properties all over, but they're not too familiar with how things go. So they were looking to connect and get a heads up. So Bree came to help them out. And then Jason came later, but Bree was mainly there to escort them around and look at the house and just, gauge how the New York City real estate agents and brokers can proceed. They needed a consultation, if you will. So yeah, 38 million. It ain't 60, but it is 38.
I don't want this house, so that's fine.
Me either.
You could sell it for whatever you want, but not to me if I had the money.
The commission is over $1 million, girl.
Yes, it is.
And you see the hot ladies and Bree walking in, and it is what it is, y'all. Sex sales. At the same time, you got to look the part. They needed to come correct when they came on this show, and that's what they did. Looking good. Makeup did, nails did, hair on point, fits right. I'm gonna come over here looking like you just came out the bodega getting a chopped cheese.
Right.
So yes, they're going around and more about the playroom and Child, just darkness. Where's a man that was involved in all this, carrying on all this darkness. They love a good dark room and dark environment from what I see. Every time a man is involved with something dark. Look at that. It's a lot of light though.
Yeah.
It's, Bree explaining things and carrying on. Somebody found a chain hanging, and Bree was like, "Nah, that's for sex. I know what that's for." I was like, "Ooh, Bree, you telling on yourself."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the finest of everything, child, just dark. Where is everything? Everything's so dark. But it was cute. Here's some light, shelving for all of the stuff that they have, clothes and carrying on. Look at all this, girl. Jewelry, carrying. Look at all the APs, all the what are those big chains called? Cuban links, nuggets, all that, child, all that. Shoes, just immaculate. And this is the kitchen. Jason arrived. Of course, the kitchen's white. I like that. That's cute. I don't see a chef's stove or a chef's kitchen. That's definitely a party house. Look at how big everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, there was a faux pas. They need to get something fixed. Apparently, there was some flooding into the pool house, so they had to dig up everything and get things situated, which led them into where the big theater, child, that looked like AMC.
Yep.
Cinemark. Now, who has a clear glass ping pong table?
Rich people.
See that insignia right there?
Mm-hmm.
The money team. Could have been, huh? Girl, that looked like wig heads, but those are flowers in a thing. You see them?
Yeah, the house is not my style.
Me either.
It's just not.
Rip up. Now, I don't mind the pool table. I can play some mean pool, girl, and I'm a winner too. Yes, I am. That's one of my favorite pastimes when I'm at a billiards, somewhere where I can play. It's just so fun playing. Anywho, I would keep the pool table all, that's nice, whatever the felt is fine. But yeah, all that darkness gotta go. Just saying. So that was it, y'all. It wasn't a whole lot going on there. Just, showing us some wealth. You know how they do. They got to show us this and show us that. We both don't want to live there. However, I'll take the pool table. You can bring it to my house right now. I got some space. Now, this is the ending part. They were throwing a party, Jason primarily, for Mary and Romaine to cheer them up, as well as welcoming Sandra to the brokerage at Casa Madera. I think I've eaten here at their Houston location. If this is the same place, chef's kiss. OMG. Great, a sexy atmosphere. It was, food was, and I didn't have a whole lot, just a few pieces, but just looking at the menu, girl, OMG, it was just, I think this is the one, because I know that they have one out here in LA somewhere. They have a few spots, a few locations, but the food is just magnificent. The presentation, I had some Wagyu cooked for me at the table. Not on the table, but they brought this little not this little, but well, actually this little station to cook the meat. It was like a stone that was, hot as fish grease, and they, cooked it right there. Not to mention they made a great guacamole. Oh, I don't like the chips, but the guacamole was exquisite.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so here everybody is, just trying to have a good time. Bree is giving much attitude. You see how much attitude Bree was giving? You would have imagined somebody, said something else about her relationship. She, I can do without all the eye roll and all the extra. It was really getting on my nerves. Was it getting on your nerves or no?
I mean, I didn't. I picked up on it like once the stuff popped off with like her and with Chelsea and Mary. That was when I was like, that was when I kind of paid attention. So,
well, as soon as Chelsea was noticeably in the area, they panned to Bree and just, just, and then once Chelsea started to ask Mary how things are going, Chelsea's like, and saying things like, why is she, just chiming in and just pretty much if she would talk louder, it would have been better. But she just kind of chimed like, why is she even talking? Or why is she talking to Mary? Or just those things that she was saying. It was just so antagonizing. I think that may have contributed to Mary's disposition with Chelsea, because Chelsea was doing nothing but being gracious, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, I think Bree does not like Chelsea for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Chelsea used Bree's embarrassing situation. She judged her and talked crap on it, felt entitled to, and then she accused Bree of, running revenge on her with that scene about her cheating husband. So, we're like, okay, y'all really don't like each other, whatever. But like again, I find their both her and Mary's attitude toward Chelsea's behavior to be just like overdone. I just do. It's overdone. She didn't send you a dead cat. She didn't send you like, like a video camera like to put up, tape this. She sent you flowers. It wasn't even like she insulted you, or she didn't do some kind of gesture that was so clever that it being on camera made it look like anything. Like, it's just the way that you're inferring any of this for her sending flowers. Y'all work in the same real estate office. You were robbed. She tried to just be supportive of, like, even though we don't like each other, we're on the same show and I care about, that something tragic happened to you. Like, and even if you don't believe it, what was so aggressive about it that you need to be like this?
Right. And obviously, Mary is bringing forth what has already transpired between them. What of any of that is so deep to where this added to it would make Mary behave this way? It was uncalled for. All Chelsea did was ask her how things are going, and Mary replied with, the flowers you sent. Why'd you send them? What?
Yeah.
And that started the whole thing. I was happy and not proud, but I'm glad that Chelsea handled it this way instead of another way. It seems as though Mary was the one who couldn't wait to confront Chelsea on sending flowers, thinking that it was some plot or ploy to look a certain way on camera or on TV. And furthermore, what look would it have made considering that they don't like each other anyway?
Like, and also, you could have texted me. Why do you have this weird specific request? Why do you keep acting like if she had sent you a text, it would have somehow shown that she had genuine intentions or that she had integrity in what she was doing? I don't understand. You're using some kind of logic, an argument that has no logic to it. That
Right,
if she had reached out privately off camera and said something, that there would have been, I mean, I get it. You're trying to say that this was a stunt and you think it was coordinated so that it would be on camera and it would look like you cared and that it was disingenuous. But if she had texted you privately and said something, you would have felt it was more genuine. Why? You guys don't like each other. You think a heartfelt text is like, I don't even understand. Like any gesture, period, if we're going along that line of argument, you should just question the authenticity of it because you guys don't like each other. So any sort of gesture about your tragedy could be argued to be bull, right? But here you're sitting there saying, well, you could have texted me, you have my number. Instead, you sent flowers. Oh, I'm so sorry I sent you something that's nice. Like, instead of just a text, I'm so sorry I spent money and effort to send you something. And like you said, even if it was just for the camera, what does that do to make you look like less than and her better? Like, I don't even understand. And like I said, again, this wasn't stunty enough to make anybody go, oh, it was, drawing attention or detracting from the situation or leveraging it to look better. Like, it just wasn't. And the fact that you're having a party because you got robbed to cheer you up, that's stunty as hell too. And what, you expect Chelsea to be there and not say something nice to you, even though she's attending a party that's supposed to support you? What do you want her to sit there and mad dog you because that's accurate to the way you haven't gotten along? Stupid. This is the stupidest like line of, this is why Mary did all this press before this season came out trying to fix what she did, because this is dumb. Look at,
even Chriselle tried to, chime in as best as she could to let Mary know. No, Chriselle, I mean, Chelsea was definitely, concerned. We spoke about it. And I can honestly say, how Chriselle is, that this was nothing like you're trying to make it out to be. At the same time, Chelsea is letting her know, pretty much giving it to her, but in a professional and not so harsh way, because she's still in the midst of her reading Mary. She was still giving her grace,
well,
even though she's being attacked for doing something nice.
she was like, you want a scene? I'll give you one. You want to have a moment? You want to turn this into some camera time? She said, okay, I'm gonna, we're gonna do it.
I don't know. Something about how Mary did this, it seemed calculating in a way. I don't know if she's trying to get Chelsea to act out of character, because at this point, when this picture was taken in the midst of them going back and forth, this is when Chelsea really kept going and going and going to where Mary just sat back with this smirk, like, okay, here she is. Now she's upset. Because
Man,
before she was just, just letting Mary know, that I obviously took money out of my hard-earned account and did this for you, not out of anything other than, feeling bad for your situation. And they're just, looking and everything. And at this point right here was when I wish that production wouldn't have cut what she said, but it was something to the effect of, how you treat your friends is how is why you're looking bad, right? Something to the point of how Mary's is looking bad at this moment. Did you catch what she said?
no, I didn't. Well, there were some parts that were hard. Mary's
Yeah.
Mary's mouth and her jaw, like just Mary's mouth, bugs the crap out of me. Like there's something about whatever she's had done based with also whatever, it's just sometimes I'm like, ooh, anyway, it's just hard for me not to get distracted by that.
Mhm.
I no, because like I think we just hit a certain point where like somebody said like, I'm grateful if that was a genuine gesture. And like I think it was Cassandra, the new girl, she's like, well, it doesn't seem like it, or whatever. Because it's like, yeah, it really doesn't. You're going crazy over the fact that someone sent you flowers. Like it's it's I agree that I think that I'm sure Bree is helped egg on the whole idea that this was a setup and that they were
Mhm.
using the situation for, her own gain. And that's so gross. How could she exploit your robbery to make herself look good and whatever? And I'm like, this is just not blatant evidence enough of an egregious act for that. I'm sorry. There's just not. And y'all look dumb attacking someone that sent flowers at a move first someone that was robbed in your office. Like and no and she's also the manager. And the Tiny Twins, especially Jason, revere her like she's precious cargo. So like you really expect her to be blatantly rude, I just y'all like there's yeah, this was the dumbest storyline of the season so far, I have to
And
say.
before I move on to that, I'm surprised Romaine is quiet considering how much mouth he had the last time they were
True.
all together at a party where he was totally disgusting and disrespectful and a lot intrusive towards Chelsea. And then and then now this season we get a reunion. It would have been nice to have a reunion so he can address her and address his behavior at how he approached her. But it's not a coincidence that he's quiet as a church mouse during this argument. Just saying.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
calculating on their part
it is
for him not to
interesting.
address his behavior. Remember, it was just
I do,
disgusting.
yeah. He was aggressive. He was aggressive.
But at this point, Chelsea, like I said, she's reading Mary. It wasn't anything, you know, hostile. It was more hostility coming from Mary to Chelsea. But because Chelsea was getting the best of Mary in this argument, the twins decided to cut the cameras, and Chelsea got upset. Talking about, oh, now you want to cut the cameras? You don't want to cut the cameras when we're making you money, but now you want to cut the cameras now. And I agree. Like, what you cutting the cameras for? So they tried to come over. She was like, no, don't come over here. No, no, no. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to you. Don't come over trying to talk to me because what you're doing right now is just wrong as two left shoes. And everybody started to get up and go. And I just think it's, chicken shit. They left first. Romaine, Mary, and Bree. I just thought it
Hmm.
was just wrong for them to, I guess, hide Mary in that respect when she's the one who started it. She brought it up.
Yes.
Just crazy foolishness. I hate that it ended like that. But I can't wait for episode 9, child. Let me tell you.
Hmm.
I can't wait for episode 9 because it just seemed like, to me, it just seemed like she wanted Chelsea to go off by saying those things to her or, egging it on because it's just all too coincidental that her husband's quiet during this conversation when he's been nothing but vocal up until this point.
And it's not that serious. She didn't flirt with your husband. She didn't destroy a relationship with a client. She didn't try to poach a listing. She didn't badmouth you, your reputation to colleagues. She didn't not invite you to something. She sent
Mm-hmm.
you flowers when you got robbed and expressed that she thought that expressed her not condolences, her sympathies. And I'm sorry, I don't care, even if she did plan it to be on camera. What was so traumatizing about that?
It's not like the note said, "Hi."
Yeah,
Just saying. The
yeah,
average person on the outside looking in, or even us, would never think that
no.
this kind gesture had ulterior motive to it.
Or even if it did, like, what is happening to Mary? What? You didn't want anyone to think that Chelsea's a better person than she is? Like, this doesn't change someone's pretty much baseline opinion because she made a gesture. Like, it's not like she used your robbery to do like a tear-filled interview and get all of this exposure. I mean, like, there's all of these other scenarios where your situation could have been exploited for her benefit that maybe I might be curious about, right? But this was a very mild stunt, even if it was one. It was so mild, it doesn't warrant any of this.
And why was Chriselle the only one speaking up? It just seems so odd. I think maybe somebody else said something to that effect, but I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you this: Mary must have a high stress level because she wasn't thinking clearly. She obviously is conflating things and trying to make a mountain out of a molehill.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there is no molehill because it was a kind gesture.
Yeah.
Nothing about that kind gesture spoke to anything other than it being a kind gesture.
Yeah, and you don't have enough evidence to prove that there was some kind of like nefarious intent with this. You just don't. And even if there was, the behavior wasn't enough to warrant any of this. It just wasn't.
Girl, so you said that Mary did a lot of press to try and clean this up?
Yeah, she did. I saw her on, I think it was Page Six or before the right when the season came out. She
Mhm.
was trying to say that she was mad at production, that she blamed production. She felt like production set it up on purpose. She said that she told them when she did film that scene, I am too raw from the robbery. Like, you can't pull any crap, you can't pull any fast ones, you can't, plot twist to like get me to react. Basically, like, you can't produce anything in order to mess with my vulnerability right now. And she felt like that's what they were doing with that situation. And it wasn't against Chelsea. It was against if she had the problem with production. And that's because,
Wow.
as you know, everyone was criticizing Mary for microaggressions about this storyline because it was like, why are you like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's really making a mountain out of a molehill at best. Because even if it was a intentional act to get on camera, it was not egregious. It was flowers. It wasn't like, and it wasn't like it was so traumatizing to receive them from Chelsea because you and Chelsea were just not cool with each other. I get it. She snubbed you at the party and, but that was when you were calling her a hoe in her outfit and trying to get her in trouble with the bosses and she didn't appreciate it. She sent you some flowers because your house got robbed. Like, it's like, so yeah, she was trying to downplay it that she didn't appreciate production manipulating her at that time,
Mhm.
that she was too stressed out. And I'll give you that, sure. Okay. I guess, but like at the reunion you need to sit there and say how wrong you were then. As you would
Yeah.
say, two left shoes. You better apologize to Chelsea and say I was stressed out, I was traumatized, my emotions were not in the right place. I completely
Yeah.
overreacted and I'm sorry.
Big overreaction. Now,
Mhm.
microaggressions, I haven't seen any, or did they give an example?
Um I guess I haven't delved too deep into that whole thing
Okay.
because so I don't feel totally qualified to speak on what the streets are saying. I have seen it on a couple of different, YouTube
Hmm.
channels that I think it might be partially like the way that Chelsea came after or the way that Mary came after Chelsea and her clothing, right? Like, and then put that on top of like their the way that they I don't even know, girl. I don't know. So I guess that
Yeah,
proves your point.
I haven't seen her or anything like that coming from Mary to Chelsea. That's why I was questioning, like, what? I ain't
No,
seen.
I mean, or maybe
Interesting.
the aggressiveness of the scene with Romaine last year,
Now
um,
that's an issue.
right? So I mean, I would have to watch some more stuff to kind of be able to report
Okay.
accurately. But here's what I can say: I have seen multiple. I think Blue Toulouse might have even done something, but just to try to remember a
I need to
names.
watch her. Yeah.
Um, you know, um, this show to me is such a fluff piece that I don't, and I also like feel the hand of production in it sometimes so heavy
Mm-hmm.
that like I I have a hard time hard pinning some of these things on them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't surprise me if Mary was coached or directed to have a problem with what happened, and then because it kind of like didn't fly, that now she's backpedaling because she doesn't like the fallout. But I just feel like the so much of what they do is for the show. So, it's hard for me to, and they're also in manufactured situations that I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like it's fair to give them full responsibility for how certain things turn out.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah, I don't know. I could take a little look again by the time we hit the reunion, maybe to see if I can have a little better intel on that.
Yeah,
But
because it's 9, 10, and then the reunion, girl.
yeah, so I'll take that note. Ray does all the production and so much work. I try to help where I can. So, and she told me the best thing that I do is go have no life and dig around in other
Bria,
side
bring the tea,
interviews.
girl.
Yeah, let me,
Girl, please do. You be dropping some gems over here. If y'all ain't heard by now, child. Almost every episode. Yeah, and this was going on so and
yeah.
so said.
This one's hard because it's hard to listen to them talk for a full interview sometimes. No
Yeah.
offense to these ladies, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just being real. Anyway, so I'll see what I can dig up.
Ooh. Well, child, this was a good one. I love how they end on a little cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they come back in office, it's gonna be some smoke in the stick. But anyway, Mary, you was doing too much, girl. It wasn't that deep.
Mary, go to
It wasn't that
therapy.
deep,
Go to therapy.
girl. It wasn't that deep.
Get some, acupuncture, some therapy, some somatics to put your nervous system back together.
Girl. But we're gonna give you a little grace, just a little bit, because
Uh-huh.
it's not like you threw anything at the girl or called her a name, or you just you felt the way you felt for some reason and you just went with it. Okay, fine. But just remember who's backing you in this. You may want an unbiased opinion, not somebody who has issues with Chelsea as well. Just want to say a little loud so maybe you can hear me.
Yeah, because Chelsea and Bree have cut deeper at each other. I'll give you that. Like they have gone for private places with their lifestyle choices, the two of them.
Hey, listen. It never looks good when two chicks click up to hate on somebody, because all they're going to do is just feed each other and feed each other until they combust.
Listen,
It's not cute. It's not a good look.
I totally understand why Bree was deeply offended that Chelsea felt so entitled to talk trash about her situation.
Definitely.
And I do, because it's like,
Definitely.
who the F are you? Like,
Chelsea was
literally,
wrong.
her poor choices are her poor choices. Do I think that whole situation is like, yes, I do. But I would never expect Bree to take anybody's crap about her, for you to dog out her situation like that. Like, I think she knows that she's in a certain situation, but you can't feel entitled to treat someone a certain way just because you think that, their situation is salacious or trashy or poor judgment or whatever. Like, that's her business, you know? Um
That should have never came on camera. That should have been some off-camera
Yeah, I mean, like,
conversation.
you kind of declared war. I don't think you could talk about any of those ladies' home personal situations, and the way that Chelsea did it too was very snobby, very snobby,
Girl.
very, very snobby. And then, listen, and you expect anybody to, like, not exploit the fact that your husband was seen in the lobby of the W with some other chick? Girl, glass houses, you can't be throwing them stones. So, there's where the real beef is. Not this flower gate with Mary.
Okay.
So, but Bree's like, I'm happy she's in trouble because she hates her now, I'm sure.
Yeah, all this is just more reason for Bree to act out of, well, I guess it is her character. Just more for her to be who she is, some nasty heifer who, would rather try and destroy another woman instead of just leaving her alone. Like she said, she doesn't talk about her, but obviously you do enough to where you want to click up and hate on her.
Well, let me put it this way. I would accuse Bree of using Mary's situation to pull a stunt on production when she picked up those flowers and threw them away the way she did, more than I would for Chelsea sending them.
That part.
So, I mean, like I said, all of their arguments about why this is egregious are stupid to me.
Right. No, it has no teeth.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So,
Fruitless.
yes, fruitless.
Well, at least Romaine didn't say nothing to make it worse. So
I know. You know what? I did appreciate that. I'm glad he stayed shut it up, because we don't need him and his little accent anyway. It's good.
Not his little accent.
Yeah.
Well, that was it, y'all. We hope you enjoyed this review because we got more coming down the pipeline. Ciao, ciao, ciao. It's a holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. No shade to nobody.
Oh, that's funny, especially right after this show.
Oh, shoot. And all the things, if you don't celebrate, fine. We appreciate you too for chiming in, because everything ain't for everybody. It's stuff I don't do that other people do. So I get it. Believe you me, I get it. So yes, y'all. Now, before we go, let's find out what Erin is when she ain't talking ish with me, y'all.
You can find me on Facebook at Psychic Erin Boyd, or you can catch me on Instagram and Threads at Psychic_ELB. Please hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a reading.
Oh yeah, girl, I got my schedule already for the next few weeks. So I'm gonna be texting you, girl, like, girl, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to channel some stuff, see what tarot cards we need to pull for you, and all of the things. I do a customized, I meditate for 30 minutes before I do each reading. I take notes, whatever random things that I get given to me. If I pull different tarot cards, and so there's preparation goes into each one before we even connect.
Y'all, she ain't no knick-knack. Just saying. This ain't just, okay, call me now. No, this ain't that.
Nope,
This
nope,
ain't that.
nope, 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 nope.
May she rest.
Right.
But this ain't that, okay? She ain't that. So just, just letting you know. Anyway, thanks, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure the bell's black. and let you know of all the notifications that come through for all the videos that we put out and that's put out by this channel, because I also put out things solo dolo. New shows coming through, new shows popping up, and don't forget the hype button that's somewhere around the comment section. Either you got to slide over for the after the live, there's live comments and then comments like the replay gang, and it's somewhere around there, y'all. So if you find it, thank you, hype me up, appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.